So this is the last bracket. I might just add my comments, Mr Scott, to those of my colleagues earlier. We've had our run-ins across the table, as I guess many of us have over the last few years, but I don't think anybody anywhere would say that you weren't always firmly in the corner of the ABC, so thanks for your time at the helm. Wish you well with whatever comes next. I've got a couple of questions that actually follow up on some work that Senator Milne had done 3 or 4 years ago. So it's around comparing the 2012-13 financial year figures with 13-14 and then 14-15. And I'm looking for whether or not there's been a continued reduction in the content budget for ABC TV. And if so, what the amounts are for each year. You might want to take that on notice, but if you can speak to trend, I'd appreciate that.
We'll take that on notice.
Can you at least give us some comments
on
trend? Well,
yes, Senator, we did pull some money out of television last year on the back of the budget cuts because we needed to invest more in digital. And I think if you take a long view around television, certainly we put more money into drama, certainly we put more money into children's television, but in the last few years there has been some consolidation.
Okay. So to speak of the consolidation, and I guess I wasn't looking at the long-run trend, but more just since 2012-13 financial year, which was what Senator Milne had been asking about previously. Have there been specific reductions since then in the budgets for drama, either drama, children's programming or documentaries?
Yeah, let me take it. We can give you the breakdown on notice, Senator.
All right, if you're able. And so you've spoken of budget cuts. That doesn't catch us as any surprise. The other factor that you mentioned, the shift to digital.
Well, look, it's one of the challenges we face, Senator. I mean, at the moment, one of the things we're trying to prioritise is investment in iView. What we want to do around iView is to deliver a better service, including some original content, and so we are taking some television money and investing it in iView original content, and that may have been money that was once available for traditional broadcast programming and may often get a second window around that. But yes, we are trying to, part of our challenge is we want to hold our investment in radio and television as best we can and at the same time increase the digital opportunities. And our audience expects all of that. They still want radio and television,
sure,
but of course they want increased digital content and services.
While budgets are going down. So are you forecasting reductions in the content budget for ABC TV and in particular for those 3 line items, drama, children's programming and documentaries?
The budget was cut a little bit at the beginning of this year as part of $20 million we took out of content to reinvest in digital. And they are looking to work their budgets effectively. And one of the things that we're hopeful that we can do is, while still maintaining editorial control and responsibility, say around drama projects, with enlisting the right kind of partners, we might be able to make our drama budgets go further. So we're still working through the full impact of some of these changes on air.
All right. That sounds a bit foreboding actually. Do you expect further cuts in ABC TV's commissioning budgets then?
Well, Senator, what we're asking all divisions to do is try and find efficiencies so that we can reinvest it in content. We want less spent in the back office and more spent on what our audiences can experience. And there are some questions about funding that expires in this budget and that we're putting in new bids for. But we are trying to protect content budgets as best we can.
Okay. All right. My final question, which I think probably should go on notice as well, is whether for each of the financial years from 2010-11 to 2015-16 forecasts, can a breakdown be provided of expenditure incurred and hours produced of commissioned, produced and broadcast Australian programming? So there's 3 separate categories.
We'll get that detail.
I think you provided some of the earlier stuff to us before, but if we can get that 6-year series, that would be greatly appreciated. Thanks again for your time.
Okay.
Jane.